Welcome back to Farmbiz with Markay. This is our day 7 since we stocked this best. Remember, it's a Cobb 500 from Zatec Hatchery. Now, this is the side where I have the ones that I'm using Ultima Plus to feed. Now, I'm so happy today because there is this two major things I'll be doing today. I'll be showing to us today. First is to take our average weight to know how far we've been doing. Have we hit that minimum of 4.5 times the arrival weight, or we have exceeded it? Now, there were basic things I did as at yesterday. I decided to take some of their weight. Average weight, what some of them gave me yesterday, I just decided to weigh about 15 each. Average weight was already somewhere, that of New Hope was already giving me 192 average weight, though I did not take it proper. Why did that of where I am now, that is the one of Ultima Plus, was giving me 188 gram. That is the average weight. But that is not what I really want to, that is not what I want to really talk about, because the proper average weight is to be taken by this day 7, which is very important to us. That is where we really want to get our information from. Now, I want to really take out my time to really weigh all of them. I don't want to leave anyone out. Weigh all of them and divide by the number of bets I have in here to take my average in each of the sets. That means it's going to take some time for me to be able to finish with that. So that notwithstanding, I have to do it so that I will have a very good record, a very proper average weight to give as my average weight, because I don't just want to take about 10 of them, weigh them, get my average and call that my average weight. No, I don't want to do that. So I want to take the pain to take all the measurement and then calculate my average weight from that in each of the sets. That is the one of the Ultima Plus, Breedwell, and that of New Hope that I am using to feed them. Now, before now, remember I said by that day 6 yesterday, I was to commence stopping heat, providing heat for them. I actually started that yesterday and observed them closely all through the night. When I mean all through the night, it's not that I woke up all through the night just monitoring them. No. After about 2 hours to 2.5 hours, I wake up, come and check on them. How are they? Are they still evenly spread after removing the heat from them? Though the weather was a bit cold, are they still eating, drinking, some playing around and all of that? I discovered that by that day 6, that is last night, everything was okay the way it ought to be. So I decided to leave out heat for them. That is towards the breaking of that breaking into this day 7, there was rain, heavy rain, and the weather was a bit cold. So I had to still put on some heat, light up the gas brooder, though reduce it a bit so that the temperature won't be high for them. But with that, they were still evenly spread. I decided to just leave it till day breaks. But by this early hour of day 7, I remove heat totally from them. So I'm not going to give them any heat anymore, because this is broiler. We are not brooding layers here. If it were to be layers, that's when you have to now make plans to provide heat for your chicks longer than it ought to be. But for broilers, because as they eat, they are already generating heat. This is what I'm talking about. When you decide to just pick any of them, place your palm around this their belly. You see how warm the body is. You adding more heat to that will be detrimental to their head. So we don't want to go that way. Providing heat for them till like 2 weeks before we decide not to give them heat again. No, if that is your plan, you are not actually planning for broilers. That might be for layers. Now, this is that was as at day 6 what we did. We stopped the heat. Then you can see, though there is somehow spreading some wood shave inside this tray feeder. Remember I said I was to remove it by this day 7 maximum. So I will need to do that tomorrow by day 8, because there is a whole lot of things I need to do today. So now I'm going to be taking the average weight. Now, taking this average weight is going to be a bit tedious for me, because you know there are 3 different sets. So I don't want to miss anyone together. I need to conclude at one end, that is complete the one at one end, bring them back, and then before moving to the next end. So in a bid to do that, I decided to just place one stuff to like demarcate this each partition still. I'm going to demarcate it so that whichever one I weigh, I move them to one side, then leaving behind the one that I have not weighed. So that's how I'm going to be taking this average weight. It's going to be very, very interesting. Just follow through the video, because I'm not just going to be giving us figures. Okay, this is the average weight we got. No, you are going to be seeing everything, how we are taking our measurement, how we are doing our calculation to arrive at whatever average weight we are going to get by this day 7. That's for the average weights. Now, another great thing we'll also be doing today. Remember, since day 1, I've not actually talked about giving vaccine to our chicks, which is very, very important. So by this day 7, if you remember the medication chart that I gave some time ago, how to create an effective medication chart for your broilers, what you do, what you give at day 1, day 2 till you dispose your birds. By this day 7, we are to administer our first dose of Newcastle vaccine, that is Lasuta vaccine. That's what we're going to be administering now. So by day 14, we'll be administering the first dose of Gomboro. Then by day 21, we'll repeat this Lasuta vaccine, and so on, while maintaining that, religiously following that medication chart that we created some time ago. So that's what we've been doing. Now, we need to make preparation, because the stage we are gradually getting into, that is by, as we step into week 2, you see the amount of feed they are eating will gradually be increasing. It is expected. So you need to make plans ahead for this, because it's not when you get there you will not be rushing here and there to quickly get feed. No, make provision for that in terms of of your resources. I mean, the money you have available should be able to cater for their feed till you dispose your birds. This is very, very important. So I'm going to be taking my average weight now, step by step. You are going to be seeing the whole thing, because this is going to be very, very impressive, interesting, because this feed that we are using is like the 3 best professional broiler feeds in the country as of today. So let us see the result each of them is going to give us by this day 7. That is my purpose of doing all these experiments we are trying to do and all of that. So by day 14, we are still going to get our average weight. Day 21, day 28, and day 35, I'll be showing you the weight that we are getting. So this is what I'll be doing right now. Stay back, let's do this together. Okay, this is the sack bag that I am using to demarcate where I'll be putting the ones that I've weighed and the ones that I have not weighed. Now remember, this is our scale. Now again, I'll be using this pen rubber to take my measurement. But remember, just because the chicks are small, what the maximum amount I can put here will be about 10, if I'm not mistaken. So as usual, after placing this paint rubber there, we need to press on the tab button so that everything turns to 0. Then we'll now be placing our chicks right away. Okay, now I have in here 9 chicks, and I have about 1,940. Okay, 1,945 grams by 9 chicks. That's what I have in here. Okay, I have 10 chicks in here. This is 2,069 grams by 10 chicks. Okay, this is also another 10 chicks. This is 2,145 grams by 10 chicks. Okay, this is another 10 chicks, 1,926 grams, 1,924 grams by 10 chicks. Okay, I have in here 11 chicks by, this is 2,194 grams by 11 chicks. That's what I have in here. Okay, now this is everything about the Ultima Plus end. I have taken the weight of all of them. I think we have in here about 49 chicks left from this Ultima Plus end. So let me move to the Breedwell end and also take their weight before calculating the average weight and then comparing their performance all together. Now remember, I already demarcated this Ultima Plus end using this sack. So this other end of that Ultima Plus is free. So I'll be taking from this Breedwell end now, weigh them, and then putting them here until I'm done selecting all of them from here before returning them back to this end. So that's how I'm going to be taking this one, that of the Breedwell. Okay, now this is 8 chicks from the Breedwell end. This is weighing 1,610 grams by 8 chicks. That's the first set that I've collected from the Breedwell end. So let me put them down and then take some other sample. Okay, this is another 8 chicks weighing 1,619 grams by 8 chicks. So I will need to weigh all of them again. This is from Breedwell end. Okay, this is another 8 from Breedwell end, giving me 1,673 grams by 8 chicks. Okay. Okay, this is another set of 9 chicks weighing 842 grams by 9 chicks. Again, this is from Breedwell end. Okay, this is another 8 chicks, giving us 1,622 grams by 8 chicks from Breedwell end. Now, there is something I want you to remember. You know, if the number of chicks that we have is much, we won't be able to take the weight of all of them to be able to get our average weight. So we'll just take, if that was the case, we would have just taken some sample from each various part of the pen and then calculate our average weight. But because the number we have in each set is not much, that's why I'm able to take the weight of all of them to get my average weight, which is the real average weight, the proper average weight. That's the right way to actually take your average weight, but this is because the number of chicks that we have is not much. That's why I'm doing it this way. So let me take the remaining one before moving to the New Hope end. Now, this is the last set from the Breedwell end, 9 chicks, giving us 1,940 grams by 9 chicks. Okay, so I need to return them now to where they are supposed to be. That is their set. So I need to return all of them in to this point before going to the New Hope end to take my average weight. You can see I've returned the Breedwell to their partition where they are supposed to be. But remember, we've not taken that of the New Hope, which is at the last end. Now this is the Ultima Plus that we separated to this end. So I need to quickly leave them to be eaten if they have to eat. So I will need to go and use this same sack to partition that other end so that I'll be able to do the same thing I just did at this end. So that's what I'll be doing now. And then with this, I'll be able to take a proper average weight, a real one, because I've been able to weigh all of them and then divide by the sum of the total weight I got. Then divide by the total number of chicks that I weigh. That will give us the real average weight of this set and that of the Breedwell as well as that of the New Hope once I'm done weighing them. Okay, now this is the New Hope end. I've already pushed them to one side so that whichever one I weigh, I'll be putting them to this side. Now this scale is already at 0, no bed inside already, so I need to pick and then weigh all of them just as I did to the Ultima Plus end as well as the Breedwell end to have a proper average weight. That's what I'm going to be doing now. I have in here, this is New Hope, remember New Hope end. I have in here 8 chicks weighing 1,832 grams by 8 chicks. Okay, this is also another 8 chicks from the New Hope end weighing 1,827 grams by 8 chicks. Okay, this is another 8 chicks giving me 1,827 grams, 823 grams by 8 chicks from New Hope end. Okay, this is another 8 chicks giving me 1,725 grams from New Hope end, 8 chicks. Okay, this is another 8 chicks from New Hope end giving me 1,880 grams by 8 chicks. Okay, this is what I have in here is 6 chicks, not up to 8, giving us 1,300 grams by 6 chicks. Okay, this is the last bet from the New Hope end. This is 4 chicks giving me 753 grams from New Hope end. This is the end of the weight that we are taking, so we now have to calculate the average weight. Okay, Now we are done taking the weight of all the birds that we have in here, so I decided to take out the time to weigh all of them. And then I'm going to be calculating the average weight now in each set and then tell us what we get as our average weight. So that's the next thing I'll be doing now before coming to administer first dose of Lasuta vaccine to them. So I've, as usual, as I normally do, I've already stopped them from drinking water for the past, for some minutes. So once they are about 35, maybe about 45 minutes that I stop them from drinking water, so I will now have to administer that Lasuta vaccine to them, and then wait for them to drink up all the water before giving them plain water. So that's the next thing I'm doing now. Okay. Welcome back. We've just taken the average weight of these birds, the ones in the Ultima Plus and Breedwell and New Hope. And what we got is amazing, surprising. Remember I said the minimum weight we're supposed to get would be at least 4.5 times the arrival weight. Guess what? Do you know the weight we got at this end, this Ultima Plus end? We got approximately 5.3 times the arrival weight. That is, the average weight from this end was 205.5 grams, which is approximately 5.3 times the arrival weight of that 38.9 grams, if you remember. That means we overshoot the average weight we are supposed to get by this day. By this day 7, that is 5 instead of 4.8, we got 5.3 times the arrival weight. That means we did extremely well. That is from this Ultima Plus end. Now let's go back to the Breedwell and the New Hope end to see what we got. Okay, now this is the Breedwell end. From this end, the average weight we got was about 206.12 grams. Average weight. Remember, I weighed all of them and then calculate the average. That means this side did also extremely well, just a little above what we got from that Ultima Plus end. That means we also got about approximately 5.3 times the arrival weight from this Breedwell end. Very, very impressive as expected. Now let's check New Hope end. Is it really our New Hope? Let's see if it's what is actually going to give us a great hope. I'm going to show you shortly. Just hold on. Wow, wow, wow. This is of a true New Hope, really. Now, do you know the average weight we got from this end? After weighing the 50 chicks that we have in here, our average weight was 222.8 grams as our average weight. That means it did very, very well, more than the other set. That is, this particular set which that we've been feeding with Ultima Plus gave us 5.7 times the arrival weight, far more than what the other ones gave us. Very, very impressive. I'm so in love with this New Hope. I pray it continues to give me this weight that we are getting from this day 7 till we dispose them. Now, however, this is not really enough information to really justify if this is the best feed you should go for, because there are other parameters I'll be talking about in the future before we dispose these birds to really know which should I go for. Though this is giving us the best weight that we can get within the shortest time, is it the best? So before we dispose these birds, I'm going to be giving you hints on the best feed you should choose. Should it be the Ultima Plus, the Breedwell, the New Hope? Because you might choose the Ultima Plus and make a better profit. You might choose the Breedwell and make a better profit. So I'll be analyzing that those information so that you will be informed to take an informed decision. So before we dispose this batch, I'll be giving you that information. Just stay back till we dispose this bird. I'll be updating you so that by the end, are we going to hit that 3 kg that we are aiming at, or we are going to exceed it? Our average weight is wonderful. We've exceeded our expectation. Very, very superb. I'm so happy about this right now. This is all I have for you. So they are still taking their vaccine. And again, I spent a lot to really make this happen, to provide this information to you. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly do well to hit the subscribe button. This will do a whole lot for me, because as seeing this number of subscription, number of view and all of that, it gives me more courage to make more video. It gives me more hope to make available this kind of information at your disposal, so that you by the time you start yours, or you make use of this information, in no time you'll be making a wonderful progress. So kindly do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification icon, like, comment and share, as this will help us to grow our channel and reach a larger audience. Thank you so very much. I appreciate.